Hello everyone, welcome to History with Irfan YouTube channel. In this video, the European Theatre Part 4, where we will talk about the Normandy landings, also in details about the Allies and German invasion of Italy, and also about the Soviets pushing the Germans towards Berlin, and also some of the major battles occur in the Eastern and the Western front, and also in Italian front. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like from now, and also subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. And also if you haven't watched the first 3 parts of this European theater playlist, then watch them. I will drop the link in the I button, or you can check it out in the description also. So without wasting any more time, let's get into the video. So in the last video we left off that the Germans were now losing on all fronts. So in the last video I forgot to mention that what happened to Army Group B, which was stationed on the Volga River in the city of Stalingrad, where they were fighting with the Soviets to get control of the city. That what happened to them. So they were encircled by the Soviets by using the German tactic, the blitzkrieg tactic. The Soviets used the blitzkrieg tactic and encircled them on the Stalingrad city, which Hitler was very sure because of that Stalin using this tactic on him. So then his generals ordered the armies to retreat from the Caucasus because they were very exposed on their flanks, so they retreated. So after that, the Germans then started to getting pushed back from then onwards. As I said, the Soviets still break the siege of Leningrad on January 27th, where was one of the most large siege, which lasted for around 900 days, means around 3-4 years, where it's cost around millions of Soviet lives. So after that, the German ally, Italian dictator Benito Mussolini, was arrested by the royal family's king Vittorio Emanuele III, who arrested him and then started to make peace proposal with the Allies, which the Hitler was not very happy because he will lose another ally. So he launched Operation Axis, where they killed and disarmed many Italian divisions, and then soon captured Rome, where the royal family and the government fled to some of the Allied territories in Britain, or I think in Africa. So after that, the Germans established a pocket Italian government, which name was Italian Socialist Republic. Old Benito Mussolini was appointed as the dictator of the country. So we need to know that how he was rescued. So he was rescued by some Waffen-SS special divisions, which Hitler personally gave one Waffen-SS member to rescue him. The rescue operation was successful. So after that, the Allies launched Operation Overlord, which was the code name operation of the landings on the Normandy, which was a state of German occupied France, on June 6, 1944. So around 5 bases were selected, which Utah and Omaha, where the Americans will land. Then Golden Sword were selected by the British, and some French expeditionary forces which will land with them. And then the last beach, the Juno beach, where Britain, Dominion, Canada will land. So all the landings were very successful with only minimal casualties. In Omaha Beach, the Americans had to fight for 4 hours, which means because the region was that because of the Allies tanks, means the American tanks, got sunk into the water when they were carried by the landing crafts. They were got sunk into the ocean because of their weight. So after that, the Germans started to counterattack to get back control of all the beaches. But because of this reason, the Allies has already planned an airborne invasion, which they already done this on the night of June 5th, 1944, where the airborne units of 101st Airborne, 82nd Airborne Divisions, and also the Britain Airborne Divisions landed on some of the key locations in key bridgeheads, which the Germans reinforcements will come, and also the French resistance also sabotaged many train railways and destroyed many railways and also destroyed many tanks. So after that, the Germans were now in a very bad situation because of they were not able to send any reinforcements, and because of this the Allies got some time and the crucial time which they needed to recover and get some of the supplies on the temporarily built ports on the beaches. So in terms of the armies who were commanded by, so the German army was commanded by Field Marshal Erwin Rommel, who is the same general I am talking about, who commanded the Africa Corps, which served with the Italians on North Africa, which he get out of Africa at time at North Africa. He evacuated from North Africa. So the Allies army on the other hand was commanded by the American Field Marshal Dwight D. Eisenhower, but there were also some British generals like General Burnett Montgomery, which was also leader of the airborne units. So after that, on the eastern front, the Soviets launched Operation Bagration on June 23, 1944. So if you remember that on June 22, 1941, the Germans launched Operation Barbarossa. The reason the Soviets launched on 23rd because to take revenge from the Germans of the invasion of them in 1941. So it was launched the day after the Germans launched in 1941. So which completely destroyed the army group center, which was commanded by Feather von Bock, and which has huge impact on the Germans in the last part of the war, and many of the German soldiers were either killed, captured, or were wounded in action. So, and by the end of the 1941, the Romanian king Michael I made peace with the Soviets by arresting Romania was a puppet government of the Germans, and so the leader of Legionary Romania, which was called the leader was arrested by the king, and then they make peace proposal with the Soviets by talking them with on Sweden capital Stockholm. So after that, the Romanian king agreed to all the Soviets demands, where they agreed to the Soviet demands that he abdicate, and then a puppet government of them will be a puppet or satellite state will be Romanian Socialist Republic and Communist state will be established, and Romanian king abdicated so that his country doesn't go into such a chaos and not destroyed. So after that, because of this, the Soviets doesn't need to invade Romania and easily bypass some of the locations they have to fight in. So before the 1945, they started and seized on Budapest, which was the capital of Hungary, and the Hungarian leader Miklos Horthy tried the same, but unfortunately for him, Hitler was now aware of this, and he arrested him and then put a Waffen-SS leader in charge of Hungary. The siege of Budapest lasted for around 50 days or it's more than half month. So after that, on the eastern front, the Allies launched Operation Dragoon, which on August 15 it was launched, and on the southern front, which was also an idea presented by the British Prime Minister Winston Churchill on a meeting with them on Turkey at Ankara, where they discussed about the where the German where the Allies will land. So it was discussed to land on southern France also, but it was not as priority as the Normandy invasion. So Winston Churchill idea was put in motion because of the Normandy invasion being also successful. So they land on southern France, which was very successful because of the Germans having so many fronts that there were troops, their supply lines were very stretched out. So on June 4th, 5th, 1944, the day before the Normandy invasion happened, the Allies also captured Rome, which was one of the first major cities captured by the Allies. So after that, on 25th August 1944, the day the Allies recaptured or liberated Paris from the Germans, and which they celebrated it for some days by parades on Paris and also some activities. So till after that, the Hitler launched their counter-offensive on Belgium 10 days before Christmas Eve on 13-14 December, which the Field Marshal, which was in command, which name was Walter Model, already knew that the attack means the counter-offensive has only around 10% of getting success. So the last major offensive of the Germans started on 13-14 December. The operation was launched, which is known as the Battle of the Bulge, which the Germans had success in first, and they encircled some American troops also and also give them a chance to surrender, but the commander of that army refused, and the operation got failed because of the army not surrendering, and it took a very long time to destroy them, and because of this the German General Patton came with reinforcements and broke the encirclement, and Battle of Bulge was over. The casualties on the Allies were more larger than the Germans, but the Allies has many available manpower, but on the other hand the Germans doesn't have so much manpower, which was very getting costly day after day. On the eastern front, the Polish started an uprising which is known as the Warsaw Uprising on 1st August to 22 October 1944, which they thought that the Soviets will come and will liberate them, but little bit they know the Soviets does nothing, and the Germans destroyed and completely annihilated the Polish uprising. And after that the Polish uprising was over, the Soviets came in and put their flag on Warsaw and liberated it, but it was still made a satellite state after the war was over. So after that the Germans were now getting pushed back, and the Soviets were getting closer to Berlin day after day, and around April they were at the gates of Berlin. And on 20th April, on Hitler's birthday, General Zhukov, which was commanding Mr. Marshal of the Soviet army and Field Marshal, give Hitler an heavy bombardment as a gift, and after 10 days Hitler committed suicide with his wife Eva Braun. The Battle of Berlin continued for around 8 more days, but on 8 April 1945 the Red Army placed their flag on Reichstag, which the decisions and to pass a law, things happen. Means like the White House or some of the houses on the whole world. So the German General Alfred Jodl signed the surrender of German troops on that day. The ceasefire means some of the German troops still fight for some days, but eventually the war was over on that day only, where after that the Soviets celebrated Victory Day on 9th April every day, and after that the Yalta Conference Code, the Europe was divided between the Soviets and the Allies. So Germany was also divided. The East Prussia and Silesia and some parts of Eastern Germany was given to Poland. The half of Poland which was claimed by the Soviets, which they attacked because of this, were directly annexed by the Soviet Union and were given to USSR Belarus, and the German state which name was Königsberg, which was the capital of East Prussia, was also annexed by the Soviets. Many satellite states were made. The Poland satellite state, Germany was occupied by the Soviets and the Allies for some years, and then in some countries were formed like the German Democratic Republic or the East Germany. Then the West Germany was formed also. So then the Soviets also got the Romania, Hungary, Bulgaria as their puppets, and also got Yugoslavia as their ally. The Yugoslavian General Joseph Tito get control of their country and become communist. So then Albania also got into communism and also allied with the Soviets, which was said as an Iron Curtain from, and also half of Austria with the capital Vienna was gotten by the Soviets. Half of Austria were they pushed to, which was the Yalta Conference, the agreement, and which was the starting of the Cold War between the capitalist, the democracy, and the communism. And also the Soviets also got Czechoslovakia, which was annexed by the Germans also. So that's it for today's, guys. If you enjoyed the video and this series, then make sure to leave a like, subscribe to our channel for more videos like this and more series like this. If you haven't watched the first 3 parts of this video, watch them first so you can understand it. So you can also read the article of this I have written on my website, and I will see you on the next video. Till then, bye bye.